Hey everybody, welcome back to my Cream Shakti channel where we help you heal yourself. Today I'm going to talk to you about cayenne pepper. Before I jump into it, I just want to remind you to please like this video and hit subscribe if you're enjoying the information that you're getting here on this channel. So cayenne pepper, it's a spice that's found more commonly in most kitchens, and it's that great red powder that you can add to your dishes, and it kind of gives a nice little kick and flavor to the entire dish. In Sanskrit, the cayenne pepper is pronounced marich phalam, and what that means is that it also has the word marich, which was in black pepper, and that word, that root verb there, marich, means that it has lots of solar energy in it. So it's got a lot of really good energy that it brings to the plate, but it is of a very pungent and heating nature. So therefore, it is very good for kapha and vata, but it very easily increases the pitta in the body. So cayenne pepper can be a little bit tricky because it's really good in short-term use, but in large doses and long-term, it can actually give us adverse effects, which means that it does the opposite of what we want it to actually do. So cayenne is a really great stimulant for the digestive as well as the circulatory systems in our body. So that would be our stomach and then our blood flow. It's also really good at helping the heat in our body go up, so it gets rid of cold internally and externally. This is a really great combination for increasing that agni, that digestive fire in our body that helps us to digest food and stay on top of ourselves in optimal health. However, if you have too much cayenne pepper, it can actually make any kind of inflammatory process, so any inflammation in your body, much, much worse. And when you have much more inflammation in the body, that can in turn actually affect how you're digesting your food and making so that there's more toxins that are released in your body, causing even more inflammation. So you kind of see what I'm saying there. Another example of how cayenne pepper can be this double-edged sword is with bleeding. So cayenne is really great at stopping bleeding pretty quickly, actually, within about 10 seconds to about up to a minute. So what that means is it's got a really good hemostatic action for stopping that bleeding. Hemostatic means to stop bleeding. So when you have a cut, let's say you get a cut and it's pretty bad and you're in the kitchen, you can pour cayenne pepper directly onto it after you've washed it and made sure there's no dirt in there anymore. Just take the cayenne pepper and pour quite a generous amount. You could end up pouring up to like half a cup to a cup of cayenne. But what you'll notice is in that time frame of 10 seconds for up to a minute, the bleeding will slow down and eventually stop, which is actually quite amazing. So it's good to have this in your first aid kit. After the bleeding stops, you want to kind of sit still for 5 to 10 minutes, just because any movement can then change to the blood in your system, so making that it goes up and down, and that would actually cause the bleeding to start again. And of course, if the cut is deep enough, you would like to go to seek other services for stitches or whatever follow-up care that you need. However, if you keep using cayenne for things like that, it will, over long-term use, actually make bleeding happen. So it will cause hemorrhaging, which means that bleeding will occur. So there is that's what I'm talking about, that double-edged sword, where you have a little bit of it, it works really well, but if you continue to use it, it actually can cause the opposite effect. Another example of how it can cause a really great thing, and then you look at the other side and you're like, oh, maybe I gotta be a little bit careful, is that cayenne's really great at helping with heart weakness that happens when a heart attack occurs. It can be taken internally or put under the tongue, and it works really well. However, because of its heating and pungent nature, cayenne pepper really increases the pitta in the body, and sometimes heart attacks occur due to high pitta conditions. So it is not something I would recommend taking without the direction or supervision of an Ayurvedic practitioner, just because you could be potentiating the problem by using it. Because of its heating nature as well, it is considered a very rajasic spice. So with the rajas, and if you don't know what rajas is, you can take a look at my 3 gunas video. I have it. It talks about rajas, tamas, and sattva, and it can give you a little bit more insight to what I'm speaking of. But therefore, cayenne is very rajasic. So it's really good at, kind of getting that stimulation going in the digestive tract and in the circulatory tract, but it also can really cause a lot of disturbance in the mind. So you got to make sure that there's a balance with your cayenne consumption. I hope you guys learned something today. I mean, I love cayenne. I know a lot of people do, but it's one of those things that you use here and there and sparingly. And just know that it's a great thing to put into that first aid kit. Take care, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day.